I just went to the shopping district, and I actually went all of the way there to spend one single diamond, and I'm not going to tell you what that one single diamond was spent on. Okay, fine, I'll tell you. I went there, and I spent one diamond on dirt. I couldn't be bothered to go and harvest dirt myself, so I went and spent a diamond on dirt. Yeah, so that's why I went to the shopping district, which, by the way, is soon going to be in the overworld, and I think we're going to have a shop there. I think this is going to be our first time building a shop, and it's going to be stocked with what we're going to build today. So I am so excited. Over in this direction, well, firstly, from probably this building over, we're going to take everything down, and right in this big flat spot, we may raise it up a little bit. I may do a little bit of terraforming over here, but we are going to finally build a moss farm because we need moss and we also need bone meal, and it's going to work as a farm for both because I'm a professional farm builder and I know exactly what I'm doing. Exactly what I'm doing. And I just lied to 1 million people, or however many are going to watch this. Perhaps not 1 million, but it's good to think big. But anyways, yeah, so the plan is over in this area, I want to build like a big kind of partially falling apart, partially intact, but just a big warehouse back here. And I want to put some farms in it. One of them is going to be the moss farm, obviously. I would like to build a carrot farm. I don't know if I'm going to make an auto one or not, because I don't think you can do that without villagers, and you can see that all of the villagers are gone except for the ones in the iron farm, which I also may tear down and bring over here. I haven't decided that yet. But yeah, the plan is to build a nice big like stone brick, mossy, blah, blah, you know, the same kind of idea as that and my starter house over there, but just a nice big warehouse with some big glass windows and, you know, big trees all around it. I want it to feel like it's actually just plopped in the middle of a forest and kind of forgotten about. Like that sort of warehouse, just out there, and it was used at one point, and it's kind of alone at this point. But yeah, in the middle of the forest, we'll extend the trees this way all around the warehouse, and that is the plan for today's video. So I think what we have to do first is, I actually don't know what to do first. Obviously we have to tear everything down. So should we just get to that? Yeah, I guess we could just get to tearing, tearing some, talking is hard. Okay. We're gonna tear everything down, so yeah, let's do that real quick. And it's been cleared, and that was actually a little bit more work than I was anticipating because I was going around with a water bucket getting rid of all of the leaf litter. Okay, well, not all of the leaf litter, but most of the leaf litter, and then, you know, filling in a couple holes and putting dirt on the paths that were here to get rid of the path block dirt stuff. But now we are pretty much ready to start planning this thing out, and I'm trying to decide if I want to do any sort of terraforming first, because I think I might want to raise this up a little bit and then, you know, have kind of like a little bit of a cliff. It would appear I missed some leaf litter, but that's okay. But anyways, have a little bit of a cliff over here next to the water, like not a cliff, but a hill. And then I don't know if I want to do that though, because I kind of want this to be like a fairly large warehouse. So I may just leave it like that and then, you know, have a path come from over here that way and then another one that goes this way and meets up with everything else. I'm not quite sure. I'm a little bit undecided. Oh, there's a bunch of leaf litter right there. Cool. So you know what I think we're going to do over here is somehow I missed one rose bush. How the heck? I mean, I got all the rest of them and put them in the forest over here. I don't know how I missed that one. I completely forgot what I was gonna say. Something about a moss farm, I guess. We're probably gonna have to build the moss farm first, obviously, and then build the building around it, just so that we can make sure it fits. But I kind of have a little bit of an idea to make it a little bit closer to the water, and then maybe even carve in a little bit so that it's got its own little, like, I don't know what you would call it, but just put a dock there that leads right to this warehouse that we're gonna have. And, you know, just for some water access directly to the warehouse. I think that might be kind of cool. So, yeah, maybe we'll plan on doing it over there. It'll be like a waterfront warehouse, which may actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it might look kind of cool from this way if you're coming in on a boat, which absolutely 0 people will be doing, but it'll be aesthetically pleasing, which I'm all about. So yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. Let's get some materials and we will get started on this moss farm, and then yeah, we'll see what we can do about this building, and hopefully we can make it look pretty. So yeah, materials we get. Alrighty, so here we are. We've got some shulkers set up with some stuff that we may or may not use. I have some ideas for some copper stuff that I'm a little bit excited about. I should actually probably put that stuff out so that it oxidizes, now that I think about it. But in the meantime, I've decided where this moss farm is going to go, and I believe it's going to go right along this line facing this way. And then this will kind of be like the... Hold on, which way are we facing? This will be the south end of the building. So the building might come out to, like, I don't know, somewhere over here, but it might even be huge and, you know, span like maybe that big. I don't know. I haven't really decided just yet, but this is where the moss farm will be, which hopefully is going to double as a moss and bone meal farm. And yeah, facing this way. But the unfortunate thing is I don't exactly remember how to build the moss farm. It's been a little bit, so I think we're just going to skip ahead and it'll just magically be done. And then you'll see me build it in the time lapse while I'm following a tutorial or something, because I'm an idiot. I don't remember. But anyways, yeah, that's where that's going to go. So I'm gonna get to that real quick. So let's see what it looks like when it's done. And here we have it. I built a moss farm and I didn't even use a tutorial. And because of that, it doesn't work very well. No, it does work, but the bone meal factor, it's not exactly self-sustaining very well. So right now I have it in full bone meal mode so that it's just everything is being made into bone meal. And then once there's a good cushion and it can run for a while, I will continue filling these up with moss blocks. And, you know, probably going to make a shop in the new shopping district. But yeah, for now, this is our moss farm. So I'm just going to show you what I did, and you can tell me how stupid it was, or if I did something smart. Don't worry, I know there won't be very many smart comments. It'll be a lot of stupid. But yes, so I guess we'll start down here with my mess of a redstone, which is a mess of redstone. It's kind of terrible. I don't even really know what to show down there. Oh, by the way, did I mention I didn't use a tutorial? I just kind of came up with this by myself, and that's why I'm rolling with it, because I came up with it with my limited redstone knowledge, and yeah, I'm proud of it. It may not work too perfectly, but I'm proud of it. It works. But anywho, let's get into free cam. Oh, and I did pretty it up a little bit. It's going to look a little different once we have the warehouse around it, but I did pretty it up a little bit for now. But yeah, anyways, up here, this little block with a torch on it is currently making it in full-on bone meal mode. So this is my moss block, I almost said shulker. What's this thing called? Hopper. And then each of the other things goes in these 3, and then this is kind of just like an end-of-the-line garbage thing, and anything that doesn't fit in these 3 goes right in there. So yeah, right now it's in full bone meal mode. All I have to do is remove that and we'll start getting moss blocks once again. And then of course we've got our on-off switch and a manual load for, you know, I've been cleaning up the leaf litter around here and just throwing it all right in there and making that into bone meal as well. So, you know, it's working, it's going. I think my biggest issue is the timings, and that's why it's not as lucrative as it could be with bone meal, but right now it's full, and I think there's like 2 or 3 hoppers down that way that are also full of bone meal, so it probably could run for a while once I remove that block up there. But yeah, this is our moss farm, so I'm happy with it. It looks kind of cool. It looks like a farm, I think. I always really like using glass for water elevators and stuff so that you can see all the items flying up and going across like that. I think that's pretty cool. That is the moss farm. And next, I believe... Oh, not next, actually, before we get into that. I think what I'm going to do on top of this, not literally on... Well, maybe literally on top. I haven't quite decided. I think I'm just going to make a couple more simple farms, like maybe a cactus farm over here, or sugarcane, or maybe both of them stacked on top of each other, and then just all of it being filtered into bone meal and going right into over here just to kind of supply the bone meal for this, since it doesn't work as good as it should. One thing I do need to figure out, though, is if I can turn a hopper off, I guess. Hold on. Let's get the redstone out so that I can demonstrate what I'm trying to say. So let's say that this is on the bottom of a cactus farm, and the cactus are going to drop right into here and come down here for bone meal, which will be somewhere, you know, the composter might be right here. I want the option to flip this hopper with like redstone or something so that it goes this way, and then I can use it for green dye, like cook it down into green dye. I don't know if that is a thing, so I'm gonna have to do some Googling, but yeah, that's what I want to get into with this cactus farm once we get it built over there, and that is, I think we're gonna do that after we build the actual warehouse, because I really want to get to the warehouse. The warehouse, I think, is gonna be cool, and it's gonna be fun, so I think we may do that next. Oh yeah, also, look at how organized my ender chest is. I mean, look at that. I don't know. I kind of forgot to put that stuff away. Ignore that. But look at how organized I am. Oh, I've never been organized like that in my life. But anywho, I've been putting it off for a little bit too long because I just need to get started. So we're going to get going on this warehouse and come up with something and start building. And yeah, so let's get into it. And that, of course, means we're going to time-lapse. So let's go! All right, so here we are, finally done with this warehouse or factory, or I don't know what I'm going to call it just yet, but it's done. I can't believe we finally finished it. But first, I do have to apologize. This video took way longer than anticipated, or I guess this build, I should say. Yeah, so trees are pretty tedious, and, you know, my landscaping job started back up full time, so, you know, my time's a little limited, and sometimes I get home and I'm tired, so I rest rather than building. I know, you can yell at me all you want. Yeah, it's been a little bit of a long month for me. But yeah, we can go check this thing out now. And oh, wait a second, one more quick thing. We did our gender reveal a few weeks ago, and
Oh no!
I am gonna be a girl dad. I am so excited to be a girl dad. I can't even put it into words. I'm tripping over my own words. But anyways, that's enough of that, okay? We have a build to check out. So we have our oh wait, one last thing I almost forgot. So yeah, my job started back up and we've been in the woods taking down trees to build like four-wheeler paths through the forest. And yeah, so we've been taking down trees and then I come home and get on Minecraft and I've been putting trees back up. I just think that's kind of funny. But anyways, so the factory or warehouse or whatever, this thing, I mean, I think it came out pretty much exactly, pretty close. There was a couple things that I forgot, but I mean, this thing came out perfect. It's beautiful. I was going for like, you know, a forgotten factory in the middle of the woods. Does that mean we're going to call it a factory? I keep saying factory. So, yeah, we're going to go with factory. Hopefully factory is in the title. But anyways, our forgotten factory full of farms in the woods. Holy cow. The amount of F's that I can put in the title. I hope I do that. If I didn't do that, somebody yell at me. Well, okay, enough of that. The factory. So yeah, we've got this beautiful factory in the woods. It's pretty much, it looks like it was built a while ago and just kind of, you know, kind of forgotten about over time. Just, you know, kind of being reclaimed by the earth and the foliage and, you know, there's moss creeping up the walls and leaves and vines and yeah, it's kind of being reclaimed, I would say. Yeah, it does kind of have that feel that I was going for, which makes me a little bit happy. We do have a lot of stuff to look at, but yeah, this is the exterior of the warehouse. I was gonna fly away, but I guess I'll go over here first. This is the exterior. Ooh, look at the cactus farm in there. That looks kind of cool from over here. So yeah, the exterior, it's just kind of surrounded by trees deep in the forest, and there will be some more trees over here. I think we're gonna forest like this whole thing, and even the other way. I'm just gonna use free cam. I don't feel like flying back over there. Call me a cheater, whatever. But back here, I think we're gonna end up putting some more trees back here, and you know, get rid of these and put up some actual like custom trees like these, which are tedious and kind of a pain. But I know, you know, I think it's worth it. I don't know why I'm flying all the way back, but yeah, so our factory. I think what we're gonna do, you know what, let's just run around the outside first. So you can see that we have some paths over here. This path is leading towards stuff that's clearly not built yet. So this is gonna be like the main path leading there, but then we also have one, this one goes over here into the cave where our portal is. And then there's also a connecting path right here that leads us right over to our farm factory. And yeah, so around the outside, we got a little bit of mud over here, you know, some big custom oak trees and some pine trees, spruce, whatever you call them. I don't really know what this one would be considered, but it's not, I guess you could consider it oak. I don't really know, but this one I am very happy with. We're gonna, you know what, we gotta free cam this. So I made this hole in the roof and the wall and everything, and I wanted to make a tree like leaning there, like it kind of fell over and, you know, maybe broke apart the upper corner of the wall. So this tree broke off, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 blocks up, and then just kind of fell this way. You know, some of the branches are still on. A couple of the branches, though, have since fallen off and become a little bit mossy. There's another one in here that's now under part of the farm over here, but, you know, some leaves fell down and started growing down in here, but yeah, we kind of, it kind of all makes sense, I guess you could say. Like the branches and the wood being on the ground and the leaves everywhere. Yeah, that was kind of just, that was one little thing that I was really excited to build. And then this right here is another fallen tree. This one just, you know, broke pretty much down by the stump and it fell right over. And it still kind of looks like a tree. It got a little mossy, but right here where we did this little damage in the corner, this branch was kind of like, maybe this branch took out the bottom corner of the wall right there. So that's kind of what we were going with for that as well. Just a little bit of damage on the building from nature to match with all, you know, the moss and all of the discoloration that's been happening from the world taking it back. And then this was kind of like a not really last second decision, because I did plan to do this, but then I forgot about it. So it was kind of like one of the last things we built. Yeah, but I wanted there to be some water access, and it ends up being kind of essential because that's one of the ways to get down there, which we won't look at just yet, but yeah, so we've got some docks. You could sail a boat right in here, and yeah, got some stuff growing up there. But yeah, so this was just another little entrance, and then, you know, more of the same over here. Just foliage, bushes, trees. We got some big pine trees, little oak, big oak, you know, just trees everywhere. Trees, oh, I love them. I really do like how they come out, but my goodness, are they an absolute pain. Can you hear how I'm a little nasally? Ugh. Allergy season is in full force right now, and it's just absolutely killing me. But anyways, oh, and I broke my helmet when I was building the cactus farm. I usually wear a gold helmet, and yeah, I was running into cacti, and well, now I have to make another one. But anyways, let's go inside. So we've got some, you know, a little bit more crumbling going on over here. This door was a little damaged, and then this door just completely fell right off the hinges, and it's now pretty much part of the path to get into the warehouse. Oh, I said warehouse that time. Oh no. I still don't know if this is going to be a factory or a warehouse, but you've seen the title, so you know. So yeah, the door kind of just fell off, and then, you know, the ground is just being reclaimed. Moss and grass and dirt and everything, vines everywhere. This has become some storage for, we have an awful... How did I not fill that up? But also, I don't know. Anyways, we've got a whole lot of honeycomb, and then this one is full of... Okay, those two aren't full, but these are all flowering azaleas that we got from our moss farm that is right here. So I think what we're going to do is go downstairs real quick, and I'm going to show you the absolute mess of redstone that I have down here. I don't know if this is the right way to do anything. Okay, I did have this pulse extending, but now it's... Wow, I left that there. That's okay. We didn't see that. Nobody saw that. So this is just kind of the whole contraption down here. This is my safe room. And then, you know, over here we've got a couple little other things. That's how you talk. This is just kind of leading over here. There's a barrel up there in case I get anything that I can put in for bone meal. And then, oh, we got quite a bit of bone meal piled up already. That's good. And then this right here, this hopper is locked right now, so it's unused. If I flip this down, it comes right down in here, and this all makes it into bone blocks. I use an awful lot of bone meal, and that will be very helpful, and I can also probably sell that once I build the shop, which I might do next video. I might do that for next video, yeah, but yeah, this thing all runs off of an etho hopper clock that is, I don't know if it's usually on top of the hoppers or next to it, I don't know, but for some reason I put it on top of the hoppers like that. I don't really know why I did that. Ooh, sleep. Let's sleep. All right. Bright and early in the morning. But yeah, so this is my redstone mess down here. And then that leads up to our lever over there. This, I decided to do a T flip-flop here because if I did bone meal every single time, I was running out. I'm sure that it's just a case... I missed the ladder. It's just a case of not being the most efficient farm because I'm not the best at redstone. But... yeah, it gets the job done. And then, yeah, that's kind of just the whole bone meal / moss farm for that matter. This is all full of moss blocks right now, so I'm going to be selling a lot of moss in the shop. Let's go back down inside, and then we'll head back outside to look at the rest of what why can't... Oh yeah, there's tall grass there. The rest of what we've got going on. So if we come out here, we of course have the on-off switch, which I think I showed already, but I don't remember. And of course the manual load as well, which I'm pretty sure we also showed. And then if we come down this way, we've got our cactus farm, which is pretty much just supplying extra bone meal for up there. Because like I said, it's not very efficient. And yeah, this is just our big old cactus farm. We've got 3 layers right here of... oh yeah, I was like, what is that? I switched those out for trap doors because cacti that were coming from this and down this water stream right here were getting stuck up against the block. So had to switch that out. Had to improvise, but yeah, now I think we're good. And then down here we have the bottom chest of our moss empire. Oh, you can't see in there. But yeah, they go all the way up to there's one up behind that too, and they're all full of moss right now. I don't know why I have that much moss. And then this one is just for the honeycomb coming from our small bee farm over here. We've got some bees. Oh, there he goes. Oh, look at them. They're all ready. Oh, I think we're out of shears. They're all full. We're out of shears. We got to go refill that. Okay, we could do that another time, though. So, yeah, then this, you can walk right through here up the stairs, and that leads right to our dock. I guess we'll call that the dock, even though it's kind of... Yeah, whatever. It's a dock. Yeah, and then the last thing that we did in here, I wanted it to feel really factory type, so I'm guessing we're going to call this a factory. Oh, brother. I got to stop talking about that. So, yeah, then we go up this little ladder right here, and... we've got a whole bunch of copper walkways leading all of the way around the factory. I almost said warehouse, but the factory. So that we can see... oh, and I stayed under the windows right here, but then that would have been in front of the windows, so we just went up and then under the upper windows, which is dangerous. There's a tree right there. But yeah, so we can see the farm and how it works. Oh, and I also had to... I had these fence posts, but I was losing so much cacti on them. Like... this one fence post right here, I went and picked up the cacti that were stuck on it, and it was a full stack of 64. So we had to improvise there as well, so we just went for some gates instead, and it's been running smooth ever since. So then we'll come down the other side, and ooh, there goes some. So yeah, it drops. There's water coming from these two little back pods just to get an extra couple plants in there. And then it washes all the way down here, drops down to there, washes all the way down that way. And I forgot to show that part off, but that's okay. Then we'll come back around here, and you can pretty much just see the top of the moss farm. And there is a set of stairs to get down here just to, you know, look at the rest of it and examine it. Make sure it's working properly, you know, all that great stuff. But okay, let's go back down there so I can... it's not really anything important, but I'm just going to show you anyways. So the cacti drop... into this water stream. They go all the way over here, drop down in here, and come this way. Then they drop into these water streams, go down in there, right through here, and then they lead into our already established water elevator where the moss goes, right up to here and right into our composters. So... it's pretty, I'm not gonna lie, it may not be the most efficient farm, but it's pretty cool. I am very, very happy with how this thing came out. I mean, not only that, but building it all by myself, like I didn't look at a moss farm tutorial or anything. I just kind of went with the limited redstone knowledge that I have. And yeah, I'm pretty hyped on this. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I am pretty hyped on this. And yeah, that's pretty much the extent of the factory. Oh, GG's on the Sneak 100. Let's say GG's to Dracon. I didn't read it very well. I'm a slow reader, sorry. But yeah, so that is our... what are we gonna... I think we should title it our Forgotten Factory of Farms in the Forest for maximum Fs. And if that's not the title, then I don't know. But yeah, so that's pretty much the extent of it. You can see how hard I went on every single... I mean, almost everything was placed purposely. Like, I did do, of course, some moss here and just bone meal it so that it spreads, and I left the carpets, but pretty much every bush or grass or firefly bush, everything was placed with intent. That's kind of... Of course, it probably takes a lot of time, but that's how I am with my builds. It's got to be perfect. And when I do a lot of nature builds like this, yeah, that's kind of just, that's how I am. And that is about it. I mean, I don't really think there's much else to show other than, I mean, the only thing we didn't look at is there's a couple skylights up here, which, you know, they just add a little bit of light down there during the day. It's not too much, but... yeah, it's kind of cool. Oh, and one thing that I always make sure to do with these builds is, I gotta turn this on, it's spawn proof. Everything is spawn proof. Not everything is spawn proof. Oh, that is unacceptable. All right, you guys are gonna have to watch me build momentarily. That's not even there anymore. So let's see, we gotta get that out. We gotta get the foliage shulker out. That's not what we need. We need one of those. Literally one glow lichen is going to fix our issue right back here. So I think we're just going to place it kind of, I don't know, right in the middle of the dark spot. Let's place it in place of that red flower. And, all right, that fixed it. So now okay, we're not going to keep doing that. I've taken up enough of your time, and this video took long enough. We're not going to stretch it out any longer by placing, you know, more glow liking around. I'll do that in a second. But yeah, so this is our farm of factory, our farm of factories. So, okay, enough yapping. That is our factory, and the sun is going down, and yeah, that's where we're going to call it. So, thank you guys so much for watching, as per usual, and I'm terribly sorry this one took forever, but, you know, I've been awfully busy, and I'm going to be a girl dad, and I'm so excited. Oh my god, I am so excited. We went shopping for clothes over the weekend, and it was so much fun. Okay, enough life stuff. It's Minecraft. Sorry for taking forever. I love you guys so much. Thank you for sticking with me, and we'll see you next time. I think we might build a shop next video, so yeah, I love you guys, and we'll see you soon, so bye!